Okay, so I'm taking this video today because I've been getting a lot of questions about my garden, because I've been bringing in a lot of jalapeno peppers to work for various events and trying to, push jalapenos out on people. But truth is, I have a lot of other fruits and veggies here, and everybody asks me questions about my garden. So here's a video about my garden. All right, here it is. We have a lot of tomato plants here. Tomatoes. These are jalapenos, round jalapenos, but they're not hot at all. Taste like bell peppers. Or tomato. This is the tiny tomato plant which I planted next to my peach tree, and the tomato plant's almost big as the peach tree. Some more round jalapenos, tomatoes. I've already done 2 harvest rounds today. There's some tomatillos. Yeah, here, just this batch of, oh, where's the cat? And this batch of jalapenos here was buried under the tomatoes. I just tied them off, but as you can see, there's a lot of big fruit on it. I have tons of jalapenos, more tomatoes. I got more tomatoes I can do with. I just picked a few tomatoes here because I'm trying to tie them up. Bell peppers, more tomatillos in the back. That one there is serrano. 2 serrano plants there. And there's a serrano plant. It's loaded with lots of serranos. See, those are mild. They're spicy, but they're not too bad. The serranos this year. Tomatoes. This one's a nectarine tree we started. And here's more jalapenos. I got more jalapenos than I know what to do with. A lot of them are turning red, so I'm going to turn those into a pepper. I'm going to dry them and then grind them. And here's a plant I named Tony. It's after Tony DeCroce, because he told me one year about how he had a plant with very few leaves but a lot of tomatoes. Well, this is the one. It has so many tomatoes on it and very few leaves. It's incredible. I mean, I'm going to try to pick them. It's just like packed with tomatoes. As you can see it, it's like there are more tomatoes than there are leaves on this thing. On Tony. And Tony tomato plant. There's Tony Jr. These are cayenne peppers, and I got a lot of them. I haven't hardly picked any of them. I need to pick them. They're hot. They're not as hot as the jalapenos, but they're hot, and there are a lot of them. So I'm going to go through here and pick them all and dry them and make them into a pepper. These other tomatoes have a lot of tomatoes on them. They're kind of falling down right now. I gotta get into here and tie up. I tied up in the other ones. There are really a lot. They're not too bad. There are a lot of leaves, but still a lot of tomatoes hiding in there. Still more, and embedded in here underneath is a plum tree right there. So when all the tomatoes go, he'll be happy. And again, more tomatoes. More tomatoes. We got a grape started here, so eventually this is gonna have a grape. Oh, there's another grape here buried by a tomato. We're gonna make a grapevine along the driveway here. It's gonna kind of line the driveway with a bunch of grapes, and then inside of it will be the garden. And I decided to make a little flower garden here. It's kind of, haven't weeded it, but it's still a flower garden. And then over here we have this for Tony and Evan. This is the one we're thinking of slaughtering right here. So you can get a good, come here, Ribeye. Come here, Ribeye. His name's Ribeye. You can see him. Sun's in the wrong place for it. Hey, Ribeye. Come here, boy. Come here. Come here, big boy. Here he comes. Come on. Ribeye. Come on. He likes tomatoes. He's a good boy. Knows his name and everything. At least we named him after meat, not after like an uncle or something or an aunt, like we named some of our other girls. So, for example, sorry, I pushed the button. For example, I'm going to name the next steer. I'm going to name Larry, and the next three steers. Okay, next three steers: Larry and brother Larry, and then my other brother Larry, just to cover the entire namespace. Okay, and that's it. That's the tour of the garden. Hope we got through.